Hello everyone, my name is Dave Bean. I want to welcome you to our Full Success weekly webinar. Before we get into it, I just want to confirm that my audio is sounding okay. Just I'm having to use a different computer to the normal one I use. The one I normally use decided to give up recently. So just if you can just type into the question box, if you're not familiar with being on webinars, firstly, congratulations for taking the plunge and getting on it. But to see the question box, you've got an audio option and you've got a question box option. There are two options as an attendee. You just put in there whether my audio sounds good or not. Just want to make sure of it before we dive right into this. So if you just type that in for me, and we'll be good to go. All clear, everyone seems to be good. That's brilliant. Okay, good stuff. So I can take off my earphones. Good stuff. Feels freer. Okay, guys. So welcome. As I said, and I always say this at the start of our Formula for Success weekly webinars, and I want to congratulate many of you because I see many new names added to those who always attend our webinars. We've been running our Formula for Success weekly webinar now for, it must be 6 months, 7 months. And we've built up quite a big following, and we have people on like right now from many states in the US, many parts of Canada, all over Australia, even though it's 7 a.m. in the morning, same with New Zealand, parts of Asia like Vietnam, Singapore, China, and also many people, of course, in Ireland, UK, and even Europe, where it's after 11 o'clock at night right now. So I just want to thank you all for taking the time to come on, especially, I suppose, the Aussies, because it is really early in the morning. So well done, guys, and New Zealanders as well. The key thing is that, again, many of you are new. So that's great, and I hope you enjoy the webinar, and I hope you become part of our community and get on our webinar every single Tuesday at this time. Every single week we hold these webinars, and I'm sure the people who are on these webinars every week will agree that it's content-packed. We give everything we possibly can, whether it be myself presenting like tonight, or many times I get expert guests on in different areas of the whole health and wellness industry, but people who are willing to give information, who are generous with information. I'm not just trying to pitch you stuff all the time. These are content webinars. Sometimes at the end we may promote something, but it's not anything heavy. It's just basically at the end for a couple of minutes. Like at the end of this one, actually, I'm going to be just giving you an opportunity to sign up for one of my main programs, which will cover at the end of it. But there's a very special bonus, which I'm going to share at the very end for you. So the key thing is, again, is that, focus and, listen and take plenty of notes. Take loads and loads of notes and ask lots of questions. I want you to type questions in. I may not answer the questions at that time, but we'll have the Q&A session at the end. Sometimes I will answer questions during it. Sometimes I just need to go with the flow, because this is no different than speaking at an event. It's the same thing speaking on a webinar. Sometimes I need to get in the zone, just like any other speakers will, and we just need to flow with it and not get any distractions. But I want you, when you get a question, to type the question into the question box in case you forget it. This is fantastic. Marique, I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. So Marique actually is in South Africa. So fantastic, saying loves so much, sets the alarm to make sure to get on. Fantastic. So 6:30 a.m. or 6:08 a.m. I presume at the moment in South Africa. That's Africa. Great. We've hit a new continent, because I'm not sure if we've had anyone in the continent of Africa before. So brilliant. So Marique, if that's how I pronounce it right, we're getting on. I'm delighted to see you on this. So guys, what we're sharing on this webinar is the 10 foods that will explode your fat stripping potential. And this is why we have such a high attendance tonight. Everyone wants to know what they need to be eating in general, and everyone definitely wants to know the food's going to explode fat burning, because we don't want to be wasting our time. We want to be maximizing our time and maximizing the results we get and how fast we get our results. So as I said, listen attentively, and the foods I'm going to share with you, some of them you may think, God, I've never tried that, and others you may already eat. The key thing is to try these things, okay? And if you ever genuinely don't like something, that's fair enough. But the key thing is to try them. Sometimes with food you have to think of what's functional. Like, I love most of what I eat, but also there's some foods I eat. Some of them are on this actual list, which I eat because they're good for me, both from a health point of view, but also they help to keep me lean. They also help to improve my performance in my training. Like right now I'm training for triathlons. The season's just started, so I'm in serious training for triathlons. Some of these foods are very important to my nutrition plan for that purpose. So, you know, sometimes seafood is functional. You don't ever have to eat anything that's absolutely disgusting, to you that is, but it's important sometimes to eat stuff that's functional. Okay? Right, let's go first slide. I want to cover a few myths first of all, okay? And also a bit of further education apart from the 10 fat-burning foods. See this word, diet. This is what I want all of you to stop doing. Stop wasting your time, stop wasting your money, stop wasting your energy on diets. They do not work, okay? Look at the first 3 letters, D-I-E, die. This is exactly what happens to your body when you go on a diet. It actually dies. Inside it dies, your metabolism dies, your muscles dying and being burnt away. You know, when you go on a diet, if you're attracted to one, whether it be by a local trainer or gym, or a special system that's there, or maybe an online system, or diet pills, or whatever it might be, you're attracted by the results they show. The reality is those before and after photos of people on diets, they're few and far between. And also, that's their transformation. What happened after that? You know, did they keep it up? Did they keep up the plan? Did they stay in shape? These are the questions that you never get to ask. These are the results you never get to see. Okay? So the reality is you have to focus on a lifelong plan. In our programs, whether we work with clients online or offline, and from all over the world, we coach people all over the world, we focus on achieving the fastest results in the shortest space of time, but also doing it in such a way that you will keep your new body shape and you will keep it forever without it meaning having to make massive sacrifices to leave that body and to do it in a way that is easy to keep lifelong. That's what's really crucial. Okay, it's really crucial. So with diets, you're focusing on the short term. It's all about, you know, how much weight can I lose, and lose it now. Even in a week, you lose a stone, and so on and so on. It's not realistic. You know, you need to make gradual changes. Like I said, with these foods I'm going to share, I'm not expecting you tomorrow to introduce the 10 foods into your nutrition plan. If you do, great, but only do that if you were the type of person who can introduce things fast. If you were the type of person who has a history of dieting and yo-yo dieting, introduce maybe 1 or 2 this week. The next week, introduce another 1 or 2, and so on and so on. And gradually make the changes. It's about habit change. You need to focus on habit change. And it takes 20 to 30 days to form a new habit. So make sure to do that, okay? So I really don't want you to dive in and make drastic changes from what you hear in this webinar. Make positive changes in the right direction. So to emphasize again the point of my slide here, diets do not diet. Get away from it. Again, the body dies. It makes you burn muscle. It limits how much fat you actually burn. And most of the weight loss you're getting is just toxins and water retention. And it almost guarantees that when you finish the diet that you will actually gain weight. Virtually guarantees it, because your metabolism, which is the rate at which you burn calories, is at a very slow level because of the diet. Okay? Does that all make sense to everybody? If you just confirm in the question box, and this is where again the interaction will help a little bit as well to keep me going, because you know at the end of the day I'm talking to a computer. It's important for me to you know, feel that you're benefiting from all of this. Okay, so let me just double check here. Okay, cool. So it's making sense to you. Okay, great. All right, guys. Right, next one, fat-free. So fat-free, this is a brilliant idea that came 10 or 15 or 20 years ago into the food industry. Let's create a load of fat-free, sugar-free, 99% fat-free, low-fat, and so on products of everything. And it was a huge industry, and it's made a fortune, and it still thrives today, okay? Because people always look for the fat-free. Stop doing it. It's another important thing to stop, because usually fat-free means massively high in sugars, okay, or chemicals or additives or something. You know, you can't, I always give the example of, say, yogurt, okay? You take a yogurt and you have a normal one, okay? If you take out all the fat out of it, what do you think it would taste like? Like if you took all the fat out of every food, what do you think it would taste like? There's no way people will actually eat it, okay? Because it will taste terrible. The fat is what's giving it a bit of taste, giving it a bit of a nice taste. It's what makes you want to eat it. Now, if you take the diet yogurt, fat-free yogurt, 99% fat-free yogurt, and so on, and you taste it, most of these low-fat, fat-free products, they taste quite nice. Now, how can that be? You're after taking out what makes the food taste nice in the first place. What have you put in? Usually it's tons of sugars, usually it's artificial sugars, usually it's even things like corn, because corn is so cheap, and especially there's a lot of genetically modified corn now in America in particular, and grains as well, and it's so cheap to get the sugar in, even cheaper than using normal sugar. Okay, so they're adding loads of sugars, which is even worse for you than the fat, because some fats are good, some fats are bad, but the body is a role for both of them to some degree. Sugar just makes your insulin levels go through the roof, then they drop dramatically. You want more, so you're craving more sugar, you want more food. Typically it's not the right food you want. Plus, when your insulin levels are going up and down all the time, this makes your body actually store fat. Okay, so you want to have stable blood sugars, not erratic ones. Okay, so really focus on consuming the natural products. It's like, as some of you may know who follow my webinars all the time, material. Those of you who are new will not know this, but I'm vegan. I've been vegan now for, God, it's 17 months at this stage. It's been a 7-year journey going from a bodybuilder consuming massive amounts of meat and dairy to being someone now who's 100% vegan. Anyone who doesn't understand vegan, it means 100% plant-based, okay? No animal products whatsoever in any shape or form. And I'm thriving on it, and many of our clients all over the world have adopted this lifestyle. Again, it's not something I tell you to do. Don't tell anyone to ever go, hey, you need to be vegan. I go, you need to be vegan, but do it in a gradual process. Just make steps in the right direction. For some, that could mean it could take them a month. Some could take 7 years, like me. But educate yourself, okay? So what's really important, I'm not sure where I got to the vegan part actually, but on the fat-free part, cut out the fat-free products. Pick the natural product. Pick the whole food product, okay? Oh, I know what I was going to say. It's like we take butter versus the margarine spreads. You better off to use butter, because at least that's the original product, whereas the margarine spreads have a lot of extra rubbish and crap in them that isn't good for you, to make it more liquidy, okay? So again, does that make sense, everyone, about why they need to cut to fat-free? And that whole area, fat-free, 99% fat-free, that whole industry, why to stop consuming those products? Because they're not good for you. So you just confirm again for me, does it make sense? Okay, good stuff. Yes, perfect sense. Okay, good stuff. All right, that's that one. Now, on this slide, now I'm having to use a PDF here. PDF is like a type of document, because on this computer I can't use my slides. So what is behind these pictures are, a big, heavy, unhealthy guy, on the other side a big, heavy, unhealthy lady, and then on front of it, as you can see, there's a picture of kind of tip from a lot of people, the ideal body shape for a guy and a girl. Okay, the point of this slide is, for the majority of the world, weight has been getting out of control. Health, in terms of ill health, has been getting out of control, and people are living the wrong kind of lives. And this is where you've got the option. You can live a very healthy life and look good and feel good and have energy and have a vibrant, fulfilling life and be in the body shape you want, or you can be in an unhealthy, overweight, obese, morbidly obese, possibly body, and everything goes with it, which includes lack of energy, poor sleep, no productivity, depression, lack of motivation, health conditions, bring on diseases, and so on and so on. If you don't take care of your body, it's going to come back to bite you, okay? And wherever you are, whatever position you are right now in terms of your body, again, congratulations for being on this webinar, because it shows you want to take action. It shows you want to learn some information. You want to start improving your life. So again, it's great to see you on for that reason. But keep taking action. It's like being on this webinar, taking notes, but then not doing any of it. You've wasted your time. So I always stress to people, taking action is what's really key. So make sure you take plenty of action. This is a slide, again, what you have. You picture a guy holding his heart, which again signifying heart disease and aneurysms and strokes and so on. You've got diabetes underneath it. So it's just saying, it's a excerpt from a paper saying that diabetes is on a massive rise, especially with kids. On the top right, then you got cancer, then you got rest in peace. Again, the reality for you, just like many people that are no longer on this earth, unfortunately, is that by not taking care of your body, you will contract lifestyle diseases. All of these are lifestyle diseases. Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, everything that's out is a lifestyle disease, okay? Because, when we're putting the wrong food into your body and the wrong liquid into your body, we're putting loads of chemicals and putting loads of free radicals. And free radicals don't always have to be through food and liquid. They come from stress. They come from our exposure to radiation, from computers, from phones, from TVs. You know, all of these different things. Even flying. When you fly, it's like being in a massive X-ray. Okay? So you're in a massive X-ray for anything from 40 minutes to it could be 7 or 8 hours. Like a client of mine last week had 5 flights in 3 days. She was sick after it. Why? Because of all the free radicals from that pretty much constant X-ray she went through were too strong for, even though she has a good healthy diet, they were too strong for the antioxidants she's taking into her body. So she got sick. So that's why a lot of people from flying get sick. But the bottom line with this slide again is, you know, we're contracting these diseases. They're lifestyle diseases. You know, we can avoid them. We can cure them, prevent them. Focus on prevention. The problem in the Western world versus the Eastern world is in the Western world we focus on cure, you know, treatment. You know, it's like someone gets cancer or heart disease, diabetes. Okay, let's give them a medication and then they can just survive. You know, why do you want to survive? You want to thrive. That's what life's about, thriving, okay? So it's important, again, to focus on prevention because that's how you will thrive. Okay, I hope that's making sense, everybody. And I don't want to kind of scare people in terms of these kind of images and realities about disease and, you know, gravestone. But the reality is, you know, everyone's got a ticker going on. You know, there's an hourglass going on in everyone's life. And you may have been predetermined when you were born to live to 90, but by your lifestyle choices, that's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. If you're doing the wrong things, if you're consuming lots of alcohol, if you're consuming lots of cigarettes, if you do drugs, if you consume lots of processed foods and junk and so on, you're shortening your lifespan and you are leading to the rest in peace sign. Okay, so it's reality, you know, and that's why you need to take control. You need to take control of your life, and only you can do it. And your vibrant health awaits you if you make the right choices. But control, taking action, which is like through webinars like this where you learn great information and you learn the truth. This is a problem as well with the internet, especially. There's so much information available on the internet, but unfortunately 99% of it is total garbage and BS. Total garbage and BS. And also much of it is even coming from supposed, inverted commas, experts. Okay? So this is what's unfortunate. People will expect when they read something that it's true, but a lot of time it's not. And this is where I've dedicated the last 18 years of my life. I'm 35 now, but I've been in this career 18 years. And I've dedicated to every single day to keep up to date and learning all the time. And so I can know the best information and the most up-to-date, real information that I can share with people like yourselves from all over the world. I showed at the start, even from South Africa now, a new country added to our webinar list. But share with people like yourselves from all over the world so it can improve your life. So take action and you will achieve results. But again, the bottom line, it's you. It's you. Okay? So you need to take action. You need to take control. You then will achieve the results you want. Okay? So is everyone ready to take control? Everyone ready to take control of their life and stop against surviving and get ready to thrive? Are you all ready to start thriving? And type in the question box, just wire in. And if you type in I really don't know, one, why you're on this webinar, and two, why do you not want to thrive? Why do you not want to live full out? Because everyone deserves to live full out, and everyone can live full out. It's a choice, total choice, up to you. Okay, great stuff. Okay, everyone seems to be ready to go. Good stuff. Alright, so my promise you after this presentation basically is you're going to know 10 foods you will need to add to your nutrition plan if you're not already doing so. As I said, some of you will not have any of these, some of you will have some of them. But make sure you start making improvements from tomorrow. You're going to understand why they are fat burning. You're going to understand the many health benefits they all have too, because it's not just about fat burning. You also need to look at the health side of things as well. And you will know 10 foods that will increase your longevity, increase your chances of preventing killer diseases, as well as accelerating fat loss and skyrocketing energy levels, okay? So this is what's ahead of you, and just pay attention, ask plenty of questions, take lots of notes, and just be ready to incorporate these foods into your lifestyle. Because we want to start stripping fat and burning it fast. No one wants to do it slow. And like I stressed earlier, on all of our programs, our online and offline programs, we focus on achieving the fastest results in the shortest space of time, but also doing it in such a way that you achieve results long term, which is what's really crucial. So let's go with our first one. The first foods are foods that a lot of people would never ever eat. Okay? and to their detriment. On the left, we've got avocados. On the right, we've got nuts and nut butters. Okay, let's start with avocados. Avocados, a lot of people never eat because they don't like them. Who here is eating avocados? Has eaten or eats avocados? Because this is something that up to a couple of years ago, I wouldn't even touch. I just didn't like the look of them. So again, this is one stupid thing that we do as humans. If we don't like the look of something, that's when we won't even try it. Like, I come across clients all the time who say, oh, I hate that food. And then I'll go, and when did you last try it? Oh, I've never actually tasted it. How can you not like something and you've never even tasted it? Now, this is what's stupid. I've been guilty of this myself, that I've done this. You know, and you need to focus on, you know, trying foods. Like, there's food, so many foods that I eat now that I would never have eaten before. And it's mainly because I thought I just don't like them. But take, for instance, an avocado. Avocados are fantastic foods. From a fat burning point of view, they're loaded with essential fats, so essential fatty acids, so omega-3, 6, 9. Essential fatty acids are really important for burning fat, okay? It's one of the major benefits of having avocados. The reason is that when you eat fat-burning foods like avocados, what happens is you switch on your fat-burning gene and hormone, basically, which then accelerates your fat burning. So by increasing your essential fat-containing foods just this week, just for the next 7 days, you will decrease your fat levels in your body. I can guarantee it. I've seen it with so many clients around the world, and I've seen it with myself too. Remember, everything starts with me. If I find out something, I try it on me first. If it works, then I start getting it incorporated into clients' nutrition plans. So from essential fat point, or from fat in, make sure it's not full of sugars and salts. Make sure it's mainly nuts. Like the brand that I personally use is Organic Meridian. That's the brand I use. It's basically 99 or to 100% peanuts or hazelnuts or whatever the nut butter might be. So make sure it is what it's supposed to be. Like I spoke earlier about whole foods. Focus on eating whole foods. Okay, you want as little chemicals, preservatives, fillers in as is possible. Very important. Okay. Let me see, I'm just looking for questions. Keep the questions coming in, guys. Some of them I'll probably answer at the end, okay? Because I just want to keep the flow going. So essential fat-containing foods, so that's one huge thing, fat burning. And switch on the fat-burning gene and hormone. Also, you take avocados. These good fats, what they help with is even with your eyesight and your brain function, like essential fats have now proven through extensive research that increases your brain function and productivity and memory and, you know, just the way the whole process goes. So make a huge difference to that, whether you're working or whether studying. Any of those things are for your kids in school. So get essential fat-containing foods into your kids as well as for yourself. Remember, as a parent, it's your responsibility to make sure your kids are educated on what they should eat, why they should eat it, and that you provide it. So that they too, when they become adults, they do the same for their kids and so on. Because that's why the world is in such a mess nutritionally and in body shape and diseases, because it's gone on from generation to generation, eating all the wrong foods. Because whatever your parents did, typically you would start doing, and then you do with your kids and so on. So from an essential fat point of view, massive, really beneficial from so many different angles. Same with the nuts. If you consume meat, oily fish such as salmon, trout, mackerel will give you the essential fat-containing food or essential fats as well, and will have the same impact from a fat-burning point of view. Okay, so because in my presentation I'm going to be focused on vegan-based foods. All right, but oily fish such as salmon, trout, mackerel are an equivalent. So that's the first thing. Essential fat-containing foods. Make sure you consume a lot of them. The more you consume, the better. Okay, this is the difference between good fat and bad fat. If I had a picture up here of a Mars bar, for instance, and a big chunk of beef, there's a big difference. Both of them will contain high amount of fat in them, but the difference is it's bad fat. Like the beef will have saturated fat, and the Mars bar will have saturated fat and all kinds of other rubbish as well. Versus the avocado and the nuts, they have good fats. Okay, so that's that one. Next one, this will surprise you. Water. Water is huge for fat burning. Okay, so you might think water, it's not a food, but the thing is, this is crucial to your whole nutrition plan. Water actually is the most important thing, the most important part of your entire nutrition plan. So let me explain to you. One, we're 70% water. Our brains are 83% water, so it's very important that we're consuming lots of water all the time. Okay? Just for that reason, just to keep hydrated. Because if we're not hydrated, our body can't function correctly. It's like a car without petrol. It can't move. It can't function. Now, think about it. If we're 70% water and our brains are 83% water, and we need to consume lots of water for that reason, because it impacts our systems. Now, if we don't consume a lot of water, how effective, how efficient do you think our systems are going to be? And remember, think about how much goes on inside our body, all the different systems, seven different systems. A lot goes on inside the little area between, take away the brain, like from your neck down to like even just your pelvic area. There's a lot going on in there. Now, if you're not consuming enough water, the systems don't work correctly. If they don't work correctly, you're going to make the right cut. Take, for example, your metabolism and your digestive system, which are all important, and your energy system are all important to your fat burning efforts and your exercise efforts and so on. If you're not consuming the right water, they're not going to work as efficiently as they should. Your metabolism is not be at this level it needs to be, and also you're not going to have the right energy, okay? And your digestive system won't work properly either. So you're not going to digest the foods properly and get the right nutrients, which feeds the muscles, which in turn ends up getting you results. So again, you train, you feed it right, you get the results. You get leaner, you burn more fat, and so on. So it's so important for you to consume more just for that reason. Another important reason is a lot of time when we think we're hungry, we're actually thirsty. Okay, that happens a lot. So it's very important to keep hydrated all the time. And being thirsty is not the right time to drink the water. That is way too late. Don't wait until then. Sometimes people say, but I'm not thirsty, I don't need to drink it. It's good you're not thirsty yet, but it's on its way. So never allow yourself to be thirsty, okay? And a lot of time when you're, as I said, you think you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. So drink some water a lot of time when you feel hungry. A third very important point from the fat burning point of view is when we consume foods, no matter what we do, we're going to consume some toxins, okay? Because lots of foods, even organic to a much lesser degree, there are toxins and so on in them, and also the toxins from our life in terms of stress and radiation and so on. So what happens is they go into our body, they need to get out. Now they're typically latched to our body, and if we're not consuming enough water, they can't get out because water is what gets them out of our system. That's why when you consume lots of water, you're going to the toilet a lot because it goes into your body, grabs the toxins, all the bad stuff, pulls it out, and then you urinate it out of your body, okay? So if you've a lot of toxins in your body, the water will take it out. So that's where it's important to drink lots of water. If you have lots of toxins in your body, the good food won't break down the way it should, and the bad food won't get out the way it should. So it's like a double whammy. So by being dehydrated, you're actually impacting your results very negatively because the body again can't burn the amount of fat it could do if it wasn't toxic. So this is why people go on detoxes and get colonic irrigations and stuff like that, because it's clearing the body of the blockages. So this is what happens if you don't consume enough water. Water is a natural detox. If you want to detox, instead of going on all these crazy detox plans out there, double your water intake for a few days. Eat less processed food, eat more fruits and vegetables. Simple. Just do that for a few days, there's your detox. Because what you're doing is you're blasting your body with water containing foods, and that's what's going to help your body detox completely. Okay? So simple detox. Double your water intake, eat lots of fruits, veg, and salads and berries and those kind of foods, and decrease your processed food intake dramatically. Okay? So water is important from a fat burning point of view for detox in your body to allow more fat burning, keeps your systems working the way they should, so to maximize your metabolism and everything else, and keeping hydrated and just letting your body have enough of what it needs. Okay? So does that make sense, everyone, about water? Does everyone understand why they need to be drinking more water? And if any of you are drinking like a liter or half-liter water a day at the moment, or a glass of water, just increase it. Go for 2 glasses or 3 glasses. If you're drinking, 3 liters a day, we'll go for 4 liters. The main thing is to be increasing, okay? Okay, great. So people are understanding the water. That's important. Because again, I want to make sure everyone's understanding things. Remember, my webinars are about content and educating you. That's what I want to do with you. So it's great, again, you're understanding what's happening. It's making a difference. Good stuff. Alright, just delete some of these messages I read. Cool. Alright, next one. Citrus fruits. Okay, so again, all fruits are good for you, but some fruits have a bigger impact. So citrus fruits have a bigger impact from a fat-burning point of view because of the high vitamin C content in there. So high vitamin C helps your body to burn more fat because it stops the fat being utilized as it normally would. So in terms of the bad fats in your body, it stops the absorption of them and it stops them being used the way they typically are, which is in terms of like a storage point of view. So by consuming citrus fruits, that helps you to, as I said, burn more fat ultimately and stops you storing fat. Okay, so you got your citrus fruits like grapefruit and lemons, limes, and so on. So vitamin C, this is the key ingredient in them. This is why it helps from a fat burning perspective. So it's good to just again have a bit of lemon in your glass of water, or to have a grapefruit for breakfast or something like that. One thing with your fruits, make sure that you have your fruits first from a digestion point of view. Like one thing is, you want to make sure your body digests properly. If your body is digesting correctly, it will burn a lot of calories because again, it's going to work. It's no different than like the fire burning coal. Okay, it's the same idea. You're throwing in the fuel, and the fuel's going into your stomach, and then it's getting broken down and burnt off, and the good parts are sent around your body. Same with the fire. You're throwing coal into the fire, it's burning away, you're getting heat out then as a benefit from the fire. But it again has to work really hard to get that heat out. Okay? So very important that you focus again on having certain amount of citrus fruits in your nutrition plan. Next one, this is a big one. Dairy. Now I'm saying the opposite here. Get dairy out of your nutrition. Get it out of it. Dairy, for many, many reasons, is a no-go, okay? Because it's a disaster for your body. We are not actually designed to consume dairy, okay? If you think about it, you wouldn't, for instance, you would freak if you walked out and saw, for instance, a man or woman suckling off a cow. Just think of that image. Actually, in some of my webinars on dairy, I have that image of a woman with a cow. So whereas we think it's okay to do the same, I know we're doing it through a glass of milk or whatever way we have it, or the cheeses, but in essence, if you think about where it's coming from and what's happening, we are breastfeeding off a cow. Okay? So I know that might sound a little shocking to you, and you may have never heard it before, because I know for many people, they never have heard of anything about dairy before. But that's one thing. Now, dairy is actually the reason for many of the ailments people have, many pains that people have around their body, and things like lung issues like asthma and bronchitis and things like that all over the world, who by cutting out dairy have cut out their asthma, cut out their inhalers. If anyone has asthma or any breathing issues, I would tell you cut out dairy, and I guarantee you'll notice a difference in a week or two. Actually see Shane from Ireland, who I see is on call. Good to see you on, Shane. And also I'll get in contact at the end of the week as well, Shane, actually, on your email. But Shane, was a guy who had a lot of pain in his body and tried everything, a lot of therapists, and lots of cutting this out and that out and so on. And just when he cut out dairy, that it made the biggest impact on him. And I'm not sure at the time frame, Shane, but it was a couple weeks or so. He was pretty much pain-free after cutting out dairy. So we're not designed to break it down. That's the bottom line with it, okay? And it has there's a direct correlation between those who consume the highest amount of dairy and meat products. They have the highest incidences of all the diseases like cancer and diabetes and heart disease and so on. Okay, so it's very important you cut out dairy. I've said at the start, I don't typically tell people to do anything like in terms of instantly, but I would tell you get dairy out of your nutrition because it's caused you so much harm. Because as well, what it does, it causes mucus in your body. So when the food goes in, it's grabbing again the good foods and the bad foods and keeping it in. So it's keeping the toxins in your body. So stopping the body getting it out of the system. Okay, and this is what we need. We need to get these foods out of our system. The body's system, plan is to take in foods, get the good stuff, use it, get the bad stuff, get it out of the body. Okay, and taking in dairy doesn't do that. All right, does that make sense, everyone, in terms of the dairy? Because it is an important one. Hope I explained it well enough. Another thing with dairy, another thing is it leaches calcium from your bones. So instead of, like the ads tell you, it will, strengthen your bones, it doesn't. It does the total opposite. So what I want you to start doing is, this is the one I want you to start doing is, start moving more to things like, soy-based or rice-based or oat or nut milks, and, there's lots of different options these days. Or if you're taking soy or any of these things really, make sure they're non-GMO. Okay, that's really important, non-GMO, especially for the States where there's a lot of GMO stuff. The rest of the world, not so much yet. But here's just a selection of some of the products that we use ourselves at home, which are dairy-free. All right. Okay, next one, green tea. We're on to another liquid. Okay, but it's huge. This makes a huge difference to your fat burning. Okay, if you take about supplements, like supplement industry is massive. Okay, it's $1 billion industry, and all the fat burners are out there. They all pretty much have green tea extract in it. Why is that? Because green tea is a brilliant thermogenic, as well as being loaded with antioxidants. And the more antioxidants you have in your body, the healthier you'll be, and the better protection you have. And also, you know, it protects your body, like, and improves your results. You get much better results, much more. So it makes a huge difference to that then as well. So green tea is a big one to have. And what's important to do there is a lot of people consume things like coffees and teas, and they count as part of the water. Those things are diuretics, which means they actually dehydrate you. So we spoke earlier of the importance of water. Coffees and teas dehydrate, so we're taking water out. So what I suggest you to do is to start replacing, even if it's only one coffee or one tea a day, with green tea, because it's a natural thermogenic. And you know, do your best to stay away from the typical sports supplements, because most of them are just chemically based, and again, they just end up meaning to store toxins in your body and expensive urine. If you're going to use any nutritional supplements, make sure they're whole food. Okay, don't use anything that's not whole food. Make sure all supplements you use are whole food. Very important. So green tea is a natural thermogenic. So by consuming green tea, you're going to increase your metabolism, you're going to increase your fat burning, and increase your results. Okay, so you should be ideally aiming to consume even 4 or 5 cups of this a day. If you have never consumed it before, even just start with 1 cup a day and replace a cup of coffee or a cup of normal tea with it. All right, who here has had green tea before? Marie, not sure the caffeine content of green tea. It's not hugely high, nowhere near as high like this coffee, right? So it won't be something that will keep you awake. I often drink green tea in the evening. I literally had a cup of green tea about a minute before coming on the webinar. So it doesn't have that same kick that coffee has, for instance. Okay, so who's had it before? Okay, a few of you. A few of you have never had it. Okay, so definitely something to add and to start consuming, okay? Now, next one. Grains. Okay, all different types of grains. Carbs, for instance, in general, get a bad rap, okay, because the whole world has gone like no carb crazy and high protein crazy in the last couple of years. Again, it all goes in cycles, and soon carbs will come back as being a good thing. So, you know, the thing is, that's the thing with the diet world, and this is why I stress you to start cutting out your diets. Don't go for diets. Focus on eating healthy, balanced, and whole food. That's what really counts. That's what you need to be consuming. So grains are great, because what grains do is grains have lots of fiber in them, and that's important again because that makes the body work hard to break it down. Okay, has an important role from that perspective. And the harder the body has to break something down, the more calories it's going to burn. Because again, it's having to work harder. Like for us, if we're doing physical work, we have to work harder. We're going to expend more energy. Okay, so grains are great from that point of view because of the amount of fiber that are in them. What also is beneficial with the grains is to keep your blood sugars stable, okay, to keep your blood sugars at a low level. So I said at the start about the insulin levels of when people consume, you know, lots of sugar, it spikes up the insulin levels, and it drops and you want more, and then it drops and you want more, and it causes your body to actually store fat instead of burning it. By consuming grains, you know, good grains, it actually makes your blood sugar stay stable, okay? So that means you get more longer lasting energy, which is very important, and also, you know, you cause your body to burn more fat because your blood sugars are much more stable. Okay, so you want to keep your blood sugar stable all the time. It's like if you have porridge, for instance, or porridge oats, and keep your blood sugars very stable. If you have a boxed cereal, like we say cornflakes or something like that, there's a lot of sugars and so on in them, not so much good nutrition, not as much grains as you should have. The blood sugar release will be much higher. Okay, so you won't feel satisfied, and also your body will start craving more sugars, as well as your body having more chance of storing fat versus burning. So grains are great from a fat burning perspective for that reason. So again, you notice a lot of these foods, again, it's piecing together a whole nutrition plan for you, and it's not say that directly consuming that food is going to mean fat's going to go flying off your body, but by consuming them, it's increasing your fat burning potential once you're doing everything else right as well. Okay, so I assume you can see that and see the way all this pieces together, which is what's important. Next one, things like lentils and beans, chickpeas, and all those kind of foods, hugely important again from a fat burning point of view. The reason is, again, it's plant-based protein and it's very high in fiber. Okay, so the more plant-based it is, the less toxins are in it, the more the body can break it down. But also because there's so much fiber in it, the body has to work really hard with the digestive system to break it down. Okay, so that's always good. As I shared a short while ago, making your digestive system have to work really hard makes your body burn more calories. Burn more calories, burn more fat. Okay, so I'm sure at this stage you can see the relationship there. You can see the correlation between it. So start adding things like lentils, chickpeas, aduki beans, butter beans, all the different types of beans to your nutrition plan, because it will make a big difference again, and they're more satisfying. They're a great protein source, really high in fiber. Again, by eating foods like that, you're going to increase your fat burning potential. And then they're plant-based, so that's going to mean they're much cleaner food then as well. Okay? Not sure what number we're on. We have a couple to go yet. Everyone find this interesting so far? Everyone learned something so far? Again, just type a Y or an N in. And keep your questions coming to you. I see lots of questions, so we're going to come to them at the end. I just want to confirm at this stage that you're learning something. Okay, yes, so lots of Ys. Great. Good stuff. Alright, next one. What have we got next? Here we go. What's this? Anyone recognize what this is? Then type it in. Marie in South Africa got it. Colin, no, not quite, although it looks like it. Marique's right, it's a chili. Okay, chili, not something I'm a big fan of, but again, it's one of these things that I would consume because of its benefits. Okay? How does this improve your fat burning? Well, let me explain. When you have something really hot that has chili in it, whether it's a chili or curry, or you eat a chili, or when you see in comedies, for instance, where someone gets a big load of chili all at once, what typically happens? So what's the usual impact of a chili? Whether it's in something like having a chili or a curry, how in terms of how do you feel? What's the reaction of your body usually? That's what it does, Mariko. What typically happens? Colin's right. Flushed, hot, heat, get thirsty from burning. Chris, you on, Bernie? Exactly. So you get really warm, you start sweating. It's like when we have a curry at home. My wife uses chilies a lot. Chilies and curries and so on. I start getting really warm and I start sweating. It's kind of crazy eating your dinner and you're sweating. What's happening? It's speeding up your metabolism because your body's having to work really hard to digest it and break it down and so on. So the body is getting really warm from it. So it makes your metabolism get raised. So you're just sitting there eating your dinner, your metabolism is getting raised. You're actually burning calories while you're consuming calories. And because your metabolism is raised and speeded up, it'll last for a while after. So your metabolism, it's like after exercising. If you go for a run, sprint session or rowing or whatever it might be, your metabolism is higher for a couple of hours afterwards, depending on the workout you do. Same with consuming the chilies. Your metabolism is raised for a while afterwards because it's been raised during your dinner, which you can feel because it's as if you're after going for a run, the way you feel during your dinner. Okay, does that make sense, everyone? So start throwing these things in. Again, chili isn't something that I like or to just pick up and start chewing. But again, I don't mind it in foods because I know the benefits it has. It has loads of health benefits too. All of these foods have health benefits. This is why they're so important to consume. But the benefit, again, from a fat burning point of view is it does raise your metabolism, and anything that raises your metabolism is always good. Next one I have here is just in general fruit. Okay, so again, you got your different types of berries, you've got your dried fruits in as well. All of these make a big difference between, earlier we said about citrus fruit, the other fruits contain vitamin C too, which helps again with the breakdown of fats, but also fruit in general, instead of having sweets, like we all have a sweet tooth typically, instead of reaching for, bar chocolate or biscuits or ice cream or cake or something like that, instead go for some fruit, especially like dry fruits, which is very concentrated. So that will kill your sweet craving. That will satisfy it. So again, like I said, for a few of these, it's not like you eat a strawberry and you're going to start burning loads of fat. But if you eat a strawberry instead of eating, a chocolate bar, for instance, you're going to take in less calories. You're going to have a positive impact on your body. You're going to have antioxidants in your body, and ultimately you're going to get faster results. Okay, so again, the impact of it makes a huge difference. All right, so consume lots of different types of fruits. There's a question about fruits earlier on, actually. I think it was Marie just saying, can you consume too much fruit? It depends on your goal. Two things I'd say. If your goal is to burn fat specifically and to get really lean, I would say to definitely consume fruit because it has a huge benefit, but don't overconsume in terms of have a more balanced nutrition plan in terms of like with your different protein sources, different carb sources, essential fats, vitamins, minerals, so on and so on, your fiber, okay? So don't overconsume because it is still carb, it is still sugar, and if you don't burn it off, it has to go somewhere and ends up getting stored as fat. So you need to make sure you're consuming enough, like all carbs, doesn't matter if it's fruit or pasta or bread or whatever, you need enough to give you energy throughout the day, but if you don't use it all up and burn it up, then it has to go somewhere. And unless you're an endurance athlete, then you're not going to need excess every day to burn off the next day training, okay? So make sure, again, just to control it that way. Now, if it's just purely for your health, the more of it you eat, the better. So it depends on where you're at physically and what your goal actually is, okay? That clear to everyone in terms of for the fruit? Let's see here. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Okay, last but not least, actually, spinach. Okay, spinach again is an incredible food and something that you need to eat, and not something again I didn't eat up to a couple of years ago, and I wish I had before that because I absolutely love it now, and it's so versatile and so easy to put into everything. Again, the nutrition, the properties of spinach allow for greater fat burning as opposed to a lot of the other green vegetables. Spinach will actually increase your metabolism and your fat burning potential a lot more. But on top of that then as well, it's pretty much 0 calories. In terms of from a food source, it's very nutritious. If you use it, for instance, in stir fries or salads or just eat it on its own, whatever way you want to do it, put into juices, you're getting huge nutrition from it. And again, all the antioxidants you're getting from it and the calcium. Like spinach is something that has high amounts of calcium in it. Okay, so when people say about having dairy products, spinach has far higher calcium in it than any dairy products do. Okay, so it's important again to consume lots of spinach because it will make a big difference to again your burning potential. Okay, so again, as said, the antioxidant side of it is important. So we've got the various things in terms of different food sources. Let me just quickly scroll back quickly through them. I'll do a general summary then. I just want to go through something with you then just before we finish. Okay, so we had our essential fat-containing foods, which are avocados, nuts, nut butters. Then we had our water, the importance of water again for getting rid of toxins out of your body, also for keeping you hydrated, keeping your brain functioning correctly, and so on. Citrus fruits because of the vitamin C content, which helps to burn fat. Cutting out your dairy products and instead moving to more soya-based or rice or oat or nut milks. Okay, so the non-dairy, because again, that will make a big impact to your fat burning potential and fat storage. Start consuming green tea, so get that instead of coffees and teas, so start consuming green tea instead. Having your grains for slow releasing energy. Okay. Also then your legumes, so again, chickpeas and lentils, and very consuming for lots of fiber and lots of good protein. Chilies, because it has them as you feed, as you consume. And we've got our various fruits, so go for them for sweet, especially your dried fruit. Go for them as your sweet instead of when you go for actual sweets like chocolate cakes and biscuits and so on. So again, nibble on them, especially like raisins or something like that, or dates if you like them. Okay, so that'll make a big difference in the amount of calories you're taking in per day. Obviously, it's going to impact your results in fat burning. And spinach. Spinach, like again, all the antioxidant type foods, you want to consume as much food as you possibly can. Really important. So basically, you know, it's your choice. I said at the start, you know, I'm going to share with you lots of great information. I hope that's been delivered. It's your choice whether you incorporate these or not. I said to start and throughout it, you know, to do it gradually. You know, don't just go, okay, I'm doing the whole 10 now tomorrow. You know, depending on the type of person you are, you probably are better to maybe do 2 this week, 2 the next week, and so on and so on. Just to gradually incorporate it into your lifestyle. But it's your choice. You know, I spoke earlier on in terms of, you know, the way diseases or lifestyle diseases, we bring them onto ourselves. So it's a case of your choices will determine, you know, when you possibly can get cancer, diabetes, or heart disease, or when you don't get them. You know, I always say to people, do whatever you can to avoid these things. Focus on prevention. Don't focus on curing or treatment. Don't deal with them when you get it, okay? Deal with it now. Focus on prevention. You don't want this to happen, and especially, again, take the kid here. You don't want to have, you know, be part of the obesity epidemic that's there right now. You don't want your kids to be part of it either. So whether it be an adult or a kid or, you know, male, female, whatever, your potential to be obese, morbidly obese, is growing all the time because of what you're being exposed to right now and the lack of education that's out there. So this is why, again, it's great you're on this webinar in the first place. But as a parent, you use your responsibility to make sure that your kids don't end up like this kid here. This, again, is down to bad nutrition and bad lifestyle choices. And this kid, by the time it gets to 20, if it gets there, it'll be lucky to actually get to 20, but if it does, almost guaranteed it will have diabetes. And diabetes, again, is another acquired disease for a majority of people. So crazy to give yourself a disease. Okay, so what I want to do before we go into any questions, so just hang on to get questions answered, because I know there's lots of questions here, and we will cover them all. Let me just have a quick look here. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to quickly go through an opportunity you have to get a double whammy here and get on one of my programs as well as a very special bonus, okay? So then we'll do Q&A. So listen attentively here because it's something you don't want to miss. So basically, I want to give you an opportunity to get access to the Dave Sheehan Home Workout System. Now, some of our members are actually on the call right now, and you know the results they have achieved from the program are pretty amazing. And if they want to share it in the question box, I'll do. But I have some testimonials one in the presentation. Basically, it's what it says it is, home workout system. For many people, you know, there's lots of excuses to not work out, whether it be, you know, they can't afford a gym, can't afford to buy home equipment. It's a time thing where, oh, I don't have time for it. You know, it takes too long to get across to the gym, or traffic, or because of work, or all these different things, kids, the cat, whatever. The reason I created Dave Sheehan Home Workout System was to wipe out all excuses, because if you can work out at home, and if you can do it within 15 minutes, which a lot of our workouts are, you have the option of 15 minutes up to 50 minutes. It can be anything in between. But if you can just get out of bed and go and exercise, or if you can do it at a time of the day that suits you and not even need equipment, all you need is 60 euros, which is probably about $75 or so. That's all you need. That's your investment. That's your home gym, because you've got the best piece of equipment you could possibly have, which is your body. Your body is the best piece of equipment you could have. It can do everything. Okay? There's so much variety you can do with just your body. So the Dave Sheehan Home Workout System was created as 36 workouts, with 6-week program, 6 sessions a week available, but 36 different workouts, because for maximum results and maximum stimulation of your body, it's important you keep changing things, you keep changing it all the time. So as well as the workouts, you also get access to a weekly call we do with our members. So Q&A, sometimes I'll present on a topic, sometimes I'll have a special guest. But that's your opportunity to get direct live contact with us and our coaches to help you maximize your use of Dave Sheehan Home Workout System. Also, we do review of your nutrition diaries and life diaries in terms of, you know, your sleep, your mindset, your exercise, your nutrition, you know, all these different things. So you get access to our team of coaches to answer your diaries as well every day if you want it to be. Also on the system, we've got hours and hours of footage and motivation on mindset, exercise, nutrition, sleep, all the areas, so that basically you can be educated on, you know, how each of them work, what you should be doing, what are the action steps you should be taking. We've got hundreds and hundreds of recipes, no matter what your food choices are, on the system as well, and there's much more being added all the time. So this is your opportunity to get access to Dave Sheehan Home Workout System, which has been a massively successful program that we launched last year. Here's some of the results people have achieved. Here's Rick, he lives in California. This is just 6 weeks. you can see in 6 weeks, look what this guy achieved. And this is what's possible for you, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter what age, shape, size, anything. Whoever you are, you can achieve these things. Here's a testimony from a lady who, before she started this program, she contacted me to say, you know, she's in a lot of pain, she has very limited mobility. Is this program for her? She was actually a friend of Rick's and saw his results and his wife Kim's as well. And I assured her that we could fit in something. So this is where, even if there's certain exercise you can't do in the program, once you contact us, because we give you 24/7 support as well actually, once you contact us, we will give you a specific program to do, specific exercise to suit your body and what you're able to do. So like for Sherry, we had to modify our workouts quite a lot because she was in a lot of pain, a lot of back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain. She'd been through a lot of disc issues and falls and breaks and so on. But again, she could still exercise. We modified her program, gave her a program, and here's the testimony she gave. So you see her blood work today. In 2 months, her cholesterol dropped 50 points. Okay, she refused the medication, and 50 points in 2 months working out in the system, eating more vegetarian, while she's now gone vegan. She lost 22 pounds, 19 inches in that time as well. So this is what can happen. This is what can be achieved. Okay. Also here, let's see, on to the next one. Here's Dave. This is after only 12 days. Dave lives in, I think it's New York or Philadelphia, one of these places. This is only 12 days. This is how fast program can work. Remember I said at the start, we achieved the fastest results in shortest space of time, but also, importantly, they last long term. Everyone I'm showing you right now, and majority of our clients and members on Dave Sheehan Home Workout System keep the results because of what they learned while they're achieving it. They end up keeping it after them as well. Here's Kim. So I want to show a balance between men and women in different ages. Look at this for a transformation. This is one of her huge success stories. And the big thing about Kim, she hadn't exercised before. She'd gone for a bit of walks on and off throughout her life. That was about it. She'd never done sports, she'd never exercised properly, never been in the gym in her life, never lifted a weight, never done cardio, nothing. By following our program for 6 weeks, this is what she achieved. That's 6 weeks. And she now continues to live a very healthy lifestyle, exercising at least 3 or 4 days a week without any problem. The cost of getting access to Dave Sheehan Home Workout System is a one-time fee, of $97. In euros, for those of you who are in Ireland, UK, and Europe, that is about €75. So what you have to ask yourself is, you know, oh, actually I put it wrong there. You know, how much is your health worth? How much is your body worth? How much is feeling good within yourself? How much is that worth to you? And is it worth $97, or is it worth €75, or whatever it is? Or for those in Australia, South Africa, you know, I'm not sure the currency exchange there. But, you know, it's a tiny investment. It's a one-time investment. And it isn't just access to like a website. It's also getting access to, as I said, our support team and our weekly calls and so on as well. So, you know, it's hugely valuable. Now, surprise bonus I'm going to give you is, if you purchase tonight, this is only tonight, okay, only within the next couple of hours. So go live right now, and also in the next maybe 3 hours or so, we'll give you this opportunity. You also will get tickets, 2 tickets, to attend our next Formula for Success live event, which is where we take people through our 4 areas of how to achieve success. So it's mindset, exercise, nutrition, and sleep, and how it impacts all areas of your life: professional, personal, physical, and financial. So it gives you a peek behind the curtains on Dublin, October 4th to 6th. Now, for those of you who live all over the world, don't despair. If you can't get to Dublin, for whatever reason, we're streaming this live. So you will also be able to attend this live from the comfort of your own home if you can't make Dublin. Okay? For those who are in Ireland or UK, or who are willing to travel from countries around the world, you can get 2 tickets, not just 1, 2 tickets to attend this event as a bonus for investing in Dave Sheehan Home Workout System. Part of it, like, we have great speakers. Again, I'm just confirming the speakers now in this week, but with great speakers at our March event, and it was an incredible event, and feedback was phenomenal. And it was a great way to spend 3 whole days with people and transform their lives, because when you immerse yourself and focus on what you need to achieve and really go deep inside, you know, your past and your history, and go into deep planning sessions for all areas of your life, you achieve success very fast afterwards. And the people who attended the last time have achieved a lot of success since. So as part of it as well, we do workouts and yoga sessions. We have a lot of sessions outside of the main day's event. Okay, playing a party and so on as well. So you get to experience actually live Dave Sheehan Home Workout System workouts that we put attendees through. So basically you can get access to Dave Sheehan Home Workout System for only $97, and as a special bonus, 2 tickets to Format for Success live October 4th to the 6th. So if you want to get access to this, if you want to sign up for it, as I said, this is only on this webinar. This isn't going to be a general public opportunity. So for anyone that wants to avail this offer, there's the link. Okay, so I hope you're all going to join us and get to the event, whether it be via live stream or in Dublin itself, and also that you're going to get to enjoy Dave Sheehan Home Workout System, which is a phenomenal program. Okay, let me have a quick look through the questions, and any questions that you've got about the program and the package I just offered you, just fire them away, as well as any questions you have in general. So we'll just go for another few minutes. Let me see, Marique is asking, do you agree that to avoid chemicals it is best to eat organic? Definitely, where possible eat organic. You know, it is perceived as being more expensive, but again, how important is your health? That's the question everyone needs to ask themselves. No different than coming to our event or investing in our programs or investing in the 10 foods I've just gone through, you know, or investing in organic. You know, how important is your health? That's the only question you need to ask yourself. For some people who are going organic might, you know, push them a bit far financially, but do it where possible. And if you don't go organic, at least wash your food. That's very important. Make sure you wash your vegetables especially. Marika knows that peanuts is on the list. I know of our understanding that they are full of, I presume that's mold. There's lots said about peanuts. What I'd say with peanuts, just like anything really, is if you take the nut world, we'll say, don't just consume the one nut all the time. So don't just always have peanuts. Sometimes have hazelnuts, sometimes have Brazil nuts, sometimes have almonds, cashews, and so on. Have a wide variety of them because they're all beneficial for different reasons. If you have a focus on consuming one particular type of something all the time, type of nut or grain or whatever it is, it's not going to be good for you. The body will, you know, react in a negative way. Same happens with grains. If you're just eating wheat all the time, that's not good. You should have some wheat, some oat, you know, rice, like mix up your grains. Alright, so I wouldn't ever say don't eat peanuts, just vary your grains and make sure again you're eating good quality products as well. Let's see. Coconut oil is a limit point for daily fat. Coconut oil again is fantastic, really, really good for you, and vary your oils too. That's always beneficial. So vary them up, but one thing with coconut oil is when you're frying it and cooking things at a high temperature, it doesn't release carcinogens as much as other oils do, so it's very beneficial from that point of view. So definitely get into coconuts. Can we get away from eating too much fruit? Again, that's earlier on. James, you're asking summary of the foods afterwards. If anyone wants a summary, what you do is email us. So if anyone has any questions, you know, or request to get a summary of the list of foods, then email this, and then we get it to you. So send an email to this one. Is it true if we mix fruit with veg like in a smoothie that it balances out the sugars? I think this is where you can get a bit too extreme with things. You know, it's like, for instance, you're going 100% alkaline lifestyle. I believe in 67% alkaline lifestyle, but not going full on because it's very extreme. And again, it's a lot of conflicting opinions. If you want to have a smoothie, you might just have fruit, you might have some veg in it, you know, mix it up. What helps balance out the sugars more so though is fiber and protein. Because you can have protein source like an avocado in it. That'll help to balance the sugars out and decrease the sugar impact and the insulin release. Or a whole food protein powder, so protein powder made from it. Or it could be a nut butter as well. That'd be a good thing from a smoothie. Let's see, Bernie. Joining webinars may have covered this. What's the best way to lose fat around the middle for women of a certain age? Okay, so what we covered in the webinar, Bernie, is we covered different foods. If you incorporate them into your lifestyle, of course, you know, if someone exercises and gets good sleep and those kind of things, you will increase your fat burning potential as well. But by incorporating these foods like the avocados, and nuts, and nut butters, consuming more water, incorporating green tea, chilies, citrus fruits, legumes, the grains, and what else do we have? spinach and such foods. By having them as a big part of your nutrition plan, you will actually increase your fat burning potential, and that will take fat from around the middle. So, it's like around a certain age, the whole middle-age spread, for instance. Again, it's a myth. What happens is people's lifestyles change, so people get less active after the age of 20, 25, typically, whether it be because of kids or work or whatever reason might be. Plus, people start eating different kinds of foods, not as healthy foods, so they start gaining fat. And from the age of 25 on, your metabolism starts to slow naturally, so you're burning less calories. Also starting to lose muscle mass. Again, that's losing calorie burning potential. So if you don't counteract that with exercise and keeping good nutrition and not consuming lots of bad things and lots of alcohol and stuff like that, if you don't do those things, you're going to gain weight. That's why there's some people who are 50, 60, 70 and they're super lean and look amazing, and there's others then at 40 have a middle-age spread, as it's called. So the middle-age spread is a myth, basically. It just shows that you had a phase of your life where you're consuming more calories than you're burning, so the body had to add on fat. So it's a case of reversing that by eating healthier and keeping active. Marie, that's no problem. Look forward to having you on the program. Let's see who we got here. Exactly, Bernie. That's what you do. Like I said, wash your fruit and veg, especially if it's not organic. I personally, and that's what Bernie does as well, uses a Kangen water machine, alkaline ionizer machine. So that's a way of washing your fruits and veg, getting rid of the chemicals. So at least wash them. That's one thing to do. In terms of fish, if you eat fish, then that's good essential fat-containing food like the avocados, nuts, nut butters. Like I said earlier on in the webinar, I promote a vegan lifestyle, so I wouldn't be promoting fish. But if you do eat fish, salmon, trout, mackerel will be the ones that you consume. Okay, right, so we seem to have answered the questions. So guys, I just want to thank you for being on, and once again congratulate you for taking the time to be on it in the first place. Again, you can, especially from people all over the world, and there's down there in South Africa, where it was very early in the morning, 6 or just after 6. So thank you for being on. Thank you for taking time. Make sure you get on our webinar every Tuesday, and also appreciate also if you would place a comment at the end of our webinar registration page about your experience on the webinar, especially if it's your first time or if you've been on our webinars before and you haven't ever done it. If you go to this link and place a comment, that would be fantastic. Okay, so guys, thanks for being on. Make sure you implement what I've said. Start using these foods and make a big difference to your family potential. Really big difference. And I look forward to working with those of you who have joined our Dave's Gene Home Workout System, and really look forward to meeting you in person at Formula for Success Live, October 4th to the 6th. Thanks guys for all the positive comments coming in. Loving what I'm reading here. Good stuff. Yeah, Bernie, get on every week. Every week at 10 o'clock, that's time to have in your diary. Same for everybody. And please spread the word about our webinars, because through you, they can help impact people all over the world. Alright guys, talk to you soon. This is Dave Sheehan, founder of Formula for Success. Look forward to speaking to you next week.